Okay, guys, this is part 2 of the notes for today. I know a lot of you are out, so this video is for you. All right, so on the back of the notes, we are here. This says write a function and function notation for each situation. Then find a reasonable domain and range for each function. To make a phone call, a telephone company charges 25 cents per minute plus a 45 cents connection fee. What is your function? So whenever you're starting these out, it always starts out with f of x equals. That is function notation. So in this situation, it's 25 cents per minute. So anytime you see that word per, that means you're multiplying, that's where your x goes. And then plus 45 cents connection fee. That is your function. That is part A. Part B says if the company only charges 25 cents per minute for the first 5 minutes, find a reasonable domain and range for the function. Okay, so a reasonable domain, it says the first 5 minutes. X represents the amount of minutes. Remember, X values are your domain values. Your Y values are your range values. So for this situation, the first 5 minutes, the domain can be 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, or 5 minutes. You can't go beyond that because this only says the first 5 minutes. Okay, so once you find your domain, you can then find your range. But I want to show you, instead of the calculator, I want to show you how to do this on Desmos, because when you take your EOC, you don't get to use this calculator. You have to use Desmos, and it's built into the test. So I want us to be familiar with that. So if we go to Desmos, just gonna clear out what I have. Okay, so when you pull up Desmos, this is what it looks like. And you can type your function in. Our function is f of x equals 0.25x plus 0.45. Okay, so it'll graph it for you, but you're probably wondering, okay, how does this help me? If you go up here to the gear button, hit that, find the table, and so our domain values started at 1. They went 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Those were our domain values. So our range values are here. We have 0.7, 0.95, 1.2, 1.45, and 1.7. So on your notes, if we go back, you can fill in those values for your range. Okay, so I want you to pause the video for a minute. I want you to try the next one. Okay, I'll give you the function, but I want you to find the domain and the range. So pause the video. Okay, so you should have paused the video and tried this. Once you plug this in, so your function is 8.5x. Sorry, I forgot to put that. It's 8.5x. And so the domain, if we read the question, if Takumi can only work no more than 3 hours per day, find a reasonable domain and range for the function. So your function is f of x equals 8.5x. X represents the number of hours, right? And this says no more than 3 hours. So that means our domain is 1, 2, and 3. You can use your calculator or you can use Desmos to find the range. I'm going to use my calculator, show you that again. Go to the table button, clear out what's there, and our function is 8.5, and then the x button's here. So 8.5x then hit enter. Our domain started at 1, so you want the start to be at 1. You want your step to be 1. So arrow down until you get to OK, hit OK. So our range values would be 8.5, 17, and 25.5. So that goes here. Okay, and that's how you do the notes for today. The classwork and the assignment or the homework assignment can be found in Canvas. I'll show you while you're looking at my screen. Okay, so here's today's page. If you click on, so this is the notes that we just looked at. Here is a key to the notes. This is what we did in class. More practice problems like the notes. If you click on that, it's there. Hopefully your computer and your internet are faster than mine. Okay. The other thing I want to show you in Canvas is how to find the delta math. And I'll talk about it while this is loading. So that's the homework for tonight. Today's Friday. And you have until Tuesday, the 11th at 3:45 to complete the delta math. Okay. So this was the classwork. It finally pulled up. It's just 9 questions, kind of like what we had on the notes. You have to find some functions. You have to plug in some numbers. And then for the delta math, again, it's not due until 3:45 on Tuesday, the 11th. Okay. So you have, today's the 7th. It's due on the 11th. You have some time to work on it. If you go to this week's weekly planner, it's here. It's also in assignments. If we go to assignments, mine might look a little bit different than yours, but the assignment name, it's called 10-7-22 Delta Math Assignment Functions. It's 20 points. There are 20 questions, and as I was looking at this and creating it, it said it should take you around 20 minutes to complete it. Let me see, is there anything else I need to tell you guys? Should take 20 minutes. It covers all of functions, like everything we've talked about this week. It's going to cover things like, is this a function or not? Does it pass the vertical line test? You're going to see interpreting graphs. You're going to see function notation and evaluation like we had yesterday. And you're going to see some stuff like we did today. So it kind of encompasses everything we've looked at in functions so far. All right, that's all I have for you guys. Again, I hope you feel better. A lot of you are out sick. Feel better and have a good weekend. Hopefully I'll see you next week.